Hey, let's talk about the job market, people. Since no one else want to talk about the job market and the econ, because someone decided to fire people for being honest because they were afraid they were speaking out against them. No, they wasn't speaking out against you. It was the facts. Facts is this month, and y'all feeling this. Only 22,000 jobs were added. That's right, 22,000. Now, are you wondering to yourself, I'm wondering why I'm doing 2 to 3 departments. Where's the part-time help that's supposed to be covering for my lunch? Why am I doing this, this, and this? And why management is kind of dipping back? This is the reason why it's all coming into play. The big bad word, tariffs. All this tariff stuff is from the crunch, not in your wallet when you're out paying for more. Now, let me ask you a question by out paying more. How many of y'all internet shop? Okay. How many of y'all pay attention to the shipping and handling? Some places the shipping and handling is like $45 versus it used to be 9 or 10 bucks. Then you got some places that's $100. And then that product you used to find that was maybe $10, $15, skyrocketed to 65. W what I N T the H hell. Called with. What in the hell? Now, let me ask you something. How many of y'all like eggs? When was the last time you bought eggs? Has egg prices gone down? Hell to the no. Now, how many of y'all think mental health is real? That mental health is more real than the Easter Bunny. Now, do not let no one with a raspy voice in the cabinet say, "Oh, mental health ain't real. Mental health is a hoax. We don't need no psychologists. We don't need people to talk to cure mental health because mental health is fake." Do not let that raspy fool joker lie to you because mental health is real. Because when you go to work, you go in, you think everything's okay, but after the day drags on, you get tired. Why you get tired? Because you get pulled everywhere. Where you used to, you have like 2 or 3 people in that department. Now, you kind of find yourself running 2 or 3 departments for yourself, and then when it's time for you to go to lunch, it seems like it'd be a problem. Well, we have to find someone to cover you. Oh, here's the problem with that. So the person who covered for your lunch is covering not in your department, their department. It's a total mess. And then, fam, let me ask you a question. How many of y'all attend morning huddles, or you try to avoid them? So next time when you go on the morning huddles, look around your coworkers. This is a challenge. When they tell you that we're crushing the numbers, you're killing it. Ask yourself this. Okay, good in sales, but if we're doing good in sales, why our labor is not reflected? Shouldn't we have more people to cover the departments than just me covering 3 departments here, Sue Ann coming 4 departments there? Where's the help? And then I ain't trying to be the gloom or doom or the bad luck slip rock and all this. We're coming into the holiday season. You know, the Black Friday, the Christmas sales, and all that stuff. You're wondering, are you gonna hire for help? Because with all these tariffs going on, companies they're so tight on their budget because they want to impress their investors. I'm gonna be honest with you. They're cooking the books. They want to please the investors. By pleasing the investors, they're cutting down the workforce. They make their bonuses look big. And management, their bonuses are bigger than your bonus. Why? Why are you sweating like a like a Hebrew slave running 5 or 6 to 4. They getting fat bonuses because they cut three people. Oh, we made a savings off of the cost of who? You, the working individual who's running 3 or 4 departments, and it's a wear and tear on your body. It's a wear and tear on your mental health. It's a wear and tear on your spiritual health. It's a wear and tear on your emotional health. I'm gonna break this down for you. Let's go with your physical health. Eventually, you're gonna have calluses. You're gonna develop arthritis. You be tired. Your immune system's gonna go down. That means when your immune system go down, you get sick easier. Not good. Okay? Look at your spiritual health. Sometimes, if you're a spiritual person, you're like, okay, if God's real, then why are this bad stuff happening, and why everything is placed on me? You start to question your faith. You start to question your morals. You start to question your principles as an individual. You sound like you're getting discouraged. Your emotional health. You always get, it's like you went from a caring person to kind of depressed, and you're always pressed and stressed because people are pulling you in every direction, and you're just getting tired of it. Your financial health. I'm going to tell you how this affects your financial health. When they cut in your hours, okay, you got rent due, and then you got car payment due. So you have to choose the pay Peter to rob Paul. It's like, well, I need to pay my rent, otherwise I'm gonna get evicted. I need to pay my car payment because that's my mode of transportation. And it's just a tobacco that goes downhill because your work habits, what goes on your job, does affect your family, because then you go home, instead of leaving the junk at work, you can bring it to home and there's constant fights. The struggle is real. And while you busting your behind, making meat, I'm not making this up because I talk to people every day at my job and outside of my job, and they're saying, I have to do this, I have to do that. There's times I had to come in 6 hours before my shift. Why that person had to come 6 hours before their shift? Because they decided to cut back on labor. So they had to make it up in some other areas. Now, is that fair to you? No, it's not. Now, let me ask you another question. How many of you voted in the election? I don't care what party you voted for, none of my business. But have things gotten better or hasn't gotten worse? Had egg prices go down? And if you look around, people are getting snagged. But the people who are getting snagged are not actual criminals. Now there goes the people are getting snagged. There goes the labor force, and that means that job is going to come back on you, and it's like your buttons are getting pushed, and you're going to get agitated to the point where you just don't care. Tupac said it best: "It ain't easy." No, it ain't easy, because in life ain't easy. Because here you are trying to make up hours where you're getting cut. How many of y'all doing side jobs like Uber Eats, Uber, and just trying to do side hustles just to make ends meet? Now let me ask you another question. How many of you live in an apartment or do a rental? Or how many of you own a house? Now, if you own a house and you got an estimate, you're trying to figure out why the heater's up and paint is up by X amount of percent. I'm gonna tell you why paint and those materials are up. Because the word is called tariffs. Terrorists don't help. It hurts. Because that means it's coming out of your pocket where someone else is getting, pockets are getting fatter. People who rent. Newsflash. Sometimes your stuff don't get done in a timely manner because a lot of apartments are trying to be within their budget and trying to cut corners and costs. And when they cut costs, when the stuff does get fixed, it's not always right. And then you have to call them back out because of these dang on tariffs on supplies. Inflation is high. Temperature rising among you because anything a person might say is kind of like, I wish a person would moment say something. I want a person to say something because all this is rising because whatever's going on in your job is affecting your mental health. And it's affecting your emotional health because you may not always been edgy, but what's putting you on edge, you're wondering, is this going to be your last paycheck to pay your rent? Are you going to be the one out on the streets? It's like there's so many things that's going from your mind, going from paycheck to paycheck. And sometimes it's hard for you to try to keep a smile on your face. And while you're working, you're behind all, you got Chester cheesing like a mofo because they're making six figures while you sweating like a Santa hedgehog in a sauna. Talk about economical gap. But in turn, I want you to keep your head up, keep grinding. Yeah, things may not always be easy, but you just have to stay focused. My mom always wondering why I don't always do longs. The reason why I don't always do longs because when I do a long, I want to come out authentic and raw. I want to do a long that hits in your heart. I want to come out and relate to you as a viewer, as a subscriber, to let you know you're not alone. I'm there with you. Yeah, I'm out there doing shorts, little what they call comication, meaning comical but yet education, and just get off. But if it's something that it touches my soul, my spirit, and my being, because I care about you, I care about your mental health, I care what goes on in the world, then I hop on here and I do a long. So on that note, keep grinding, keep moving forward, don't give up. But remember this, your job performance, what happens at work, does go into home. Don't let it. Go by this philosophy, P and P. What's P and P? Personal and professional. So anything that's personal, don't bring it to work. Stay at home. And when you get home, figure that stuff out. Stuff that goes on the job, that fuckery, leave it there. Don't bring that home. Because that's where a lot of tensions rise because when you come home, you want to relax. You don't want to come home being mad and you take it out on the other and then the kids. No. Separate the two. Try to separate the two. My challenge to you as viewers who are viewing this, try it. Separate the work and keep it in your locker. Yeah. Have a mental locker, and wherever it goes from the job, put it in a locker, lock it up. Don't let it drain in your family life. So that way, if it's personal, leave that at home. because that does plays a big part of your mental health. God bless. Be blessed and not stressed. And keep doing what you're doing. Move forward and don't be complacent. Grow, learn, and love.